Hello everybody, I'm George from Ireland and here I am at the gates to Royal Lodge, Windsor. So this is as close as I can get to where Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is a residence. He took out the lease in 2003 to last 75 years. Now bear in mind he was born in 1960, the lease would expire well beyond his 100th birthday. Goodness. So yeah, there he is in disgrace, moving out after Christmas. Now, he got this lease for a peppercorn rent, but partly had to pay £7.5 million to renovate the property. And one of the terms of the lease is he must maintain the house in good condition. How he's been able to do that on a naval pension of £20,000 per annum is a mystery, because all public funds were cut off to him several years ago, as he's no longer a working royal. But he's thought to have amassed at least several £1 million from various things, sale of his ski chalet in Switzerland, where did he used to pay that off Mrs. Virginia Giuffre, perhaps inheritance from his mother, inheritance from his grandmother, the Empress of India, and so forth, and was it from shady deals in the Middle East and the Far East in the erstwhile Soviet Union. So he might even have a net worth of tens of millions of pounds, but the opacity of his finances is scandalous. And he lives there with his ex-wife, Miss Sarah Ferguson, formerly the Duchess of York, and all titles are being degraded. It takes an act of Parliament to do that, but the process is going to begin. So moving to Sandringham. Now, he's not moving till the new year. The reason is otherwise he'd be in residence there at Christmas. And the House of Windsor has Christmased at Sandringham since the 1860s. That's their estate in Norfolk, about 100 miles north of London. So we can't see the main house from here. This is just the lodge, and this bit is open to the public. You know, not a bad residence. It's a 30-room house, Royal Lodge, built in 1730, of which there are 8 bedrooms. And he was willing to renounce the lease on condition that his former good wife, Miss Ferguson, was also housed, but I'm not sure that's happening. Why on earth does the public owe her anything? Actually, the king is paying out of his private funds, because they say the king is terrified, really wants to close this down. He was harangued at Lichfield Cathedral when he knew about Andrew and Epstein and what he's doing against his younger brother. So his younger brother is now Mr. Mountbatten Windsor. What a fall from grace for a man who was once second in line to the throne, who has brought opprobrium on his family, who was heaped disgrace after disgrace by this continuous failure of judgment of decades, as well as terrible character flaws, being verbally abusive. His very close friendship with an unsavory New York financier called Jeffrey Epstein. So that's as close as we can get. And then to live out of the rest of his life on the Sandringham estate, which is big, which is about as big as Greater London, so they say, ideally to keep away from the eyes of the press pack, say nothing in public ever again, because every time he opens his mouth, he at best makes a fool out of himself. And so the media was sometimes waiting out here to see him come out, and he was accused of driving way too fast around Windsor Great Park and Windsor Home Park and endangering the gardeners and stuff like that. He's always been entitled in the worst sense, always been an absolute ninny at best. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel. Toodaloo.